just been very frustrating. And if I want to be really transparent with you, I've been a little bit ticked off with God. And I don't like the way that makes me feel.
You made it. You found one bad podcast.
Bad. Who's bad?
I suppose that would be me, Scott Heron.
Duh.
From the deep south. And I mean really deep south.
So far south, you have to pipe in sunshine.
All right, then. Let's get to it.
That's right.
Well, here I am. This is probably the 137th time that I've tried to podcast in the last 6 weeks. And I think it's pretty safe to say I'm frustrated about it. I still read my Bible. I still am studying, I'm still going through that. But when it comes to teaching, and it comes to sharing and giving back to you, I've been dry. I've been dry. And, I've been through a lot the last few weeks. About a month ago last week, we lost a member of our family in a car accident, 19 years old. She had graduated a month to the day that she died. She had graduated a month before the day that she died. I see close relatives of mine dealing with illness, and I try to help, try to be, I've gotten to where I'm trying to be everywhere all at one time, and I'm not being anywhere well. Just a lot of things. A lot of things have been going on, and it's been difficult. It's been frustrating, and to be quite honest with you, I've been a little bit ticked off about it. My anxiety level and stress level is through the roof. And so I haven't podcasted probably in 6 weeks, maybe even longer. And because I just would start the camera and I couldn't do anything, and I'd stop it. I'd start the camera and I couldn't do it, and then stop it. And I was sharing that frustration with one of our friends. Y'all know and love him, Chris. Told me that maybe I should have shared this with you, what I'm dealing with, how I feel about it. Oh, I didn't turn my lights on. See, I didn't do anything to get ready. It's just been very frustrating. And if I want to be really transparent with you, I've been a little bit ticked off with God. And I don't like the way that makes me feel. And I know I come across sounding like a complainer, a whiner, and that's what I told Chris. I said, I don't want to sound like nobody, whining, complaining, and fussing, and victim mentality. But it's just been a lot. It's been a lot, and I have been hashing these things out with God. Something I've learned about God through this period of time in my life is that I can tell him anything and how I feel about it, even if I'm ticked off with him, and he can handle it. He's a big God. And it made me think about Psalm 13. In Psalm 13, David he's basically chewing God out in Psalm 13. And he's saying, God, how long is this going to happen? How often am I going to deal with these things? How long are you going to allow this to happen in my life? And even tells God, look at me when I'm talking to you. He was mad. But at the end of it, he says, but I trust you, you're God, and that's where I'm at in my life is that I'm just, I'm at a place where I don't understand. I can't wrap my mind around things. I don't know how to deal with these things. I can't fix these things. And it's just an awful feeling for me. Some people it may not bother, but for me, it's an awful feeling, and I'm really struggling with it. But at the end of the day, you know what? I know that God is God. And I can share with him how I feel about him. I can share with him what I'm thinking in my mind, because he knows it anyway. I can hash out my pain, my confusion, my bewilderment. I can hash all these things out with him, and he's a big boy and he can handle that. He can take it. And I don't have to feel guilty for feeling the way that I feel, because he is there to take that and to help me to grow from it. He is allowing this to happen in my life, so there's some reason for it. And because I believe that with everything in me, then I just trust him. I started doing a countdown. You know, the countdown podcasts that I do usually do pretty well. I've got one or two of them. One of them's got over 40,000 views on YouTube. One of them's got over 60,000 views on YouTube. They do pretty well, the countdowns. And I've decided I've been working, I'm about half done putting together a countdown. That'll probably go out this week. Simply because I wanted to put out content, but I wasn't able to produce it. So I figured I'd do a countdown. People like those, and it gave me something to do. But at the end of the day, I know God is in control, and He knows what He's doing. And He will help me to grow from this. And until that happens, I'll put out countdowns. I'll do something else. And I'll wait on Him. That's all I know to do.